That was a little rough there. Apologize. It is cold, but what a beautiful, beautiful day that we've got coming to us today. So, this morning's driver's meeting. I'm going to go over the agenda here just a little bit. We're going to give away some free stuff. We're going to talk a little bit about yesterday's activities, what went right, what went wrong. We're going to try and sell you some more track time. And then what we're going to do is our Tuesday only drivers, we're going to get together and have a meeting with all the nuts and bolts about how we're going to get this track event run today. So once again, the end of this, Tuesday only drivers, we'll get together and talk about some important stuff. First thing I want to do is I'm going to give away a little prize here. So, and this is something that I just completely made up that I'm going to call the Spirit of the Hobby Award. I saw somebody do something last week that went, just completely out of their way to help another fellow driver. And what happened? Our chief instructor last week at NJMP had an issue with his car. He drives his car to the track. He comes to the track to give, to help novice drivers, to teach classroom, to coach. And that's his primary reason for coming. And he occasionally drives. So he drives his car there, and his car breaks down at the track. And AAA completely screwed him. So please cancel your AAA accounts. It would not tow him from the track there. And so, now he's kind of distracted because he's there just to help people. Now his car's broke, how he's going to get home. And Mike Fitzpatrick steps up and pulls one of his cars out of the trailer, puts Pat's car in the trailer and says, "Pat, drive this car home." Sets him up so that Pat can get home. And then not only did he do that, pulls Pat's car out of the trailer and proceeds to help Pat fix it. So, here he is last weekend. He's got people renting his cars. He's got people renting his cars here. You're headed to VIR, aren't you? Like immediately following here, going to VIR. So obviously very full schedule, and he takes the time out to help someone in this hobby just because he loves the hobby so much. So this is the Spirit of the Hobby Award. This is the best thing I come up with. It is a sticker with a smiley face on it for Mike Fitzpatrick.
Thank you.
I was going to look earlier. So, and big thanks to Mike for doing that and really going out of his way for that. I'm going to give away something else, a hat to one of our drivers here today, and this is going to go to the first driver who raises their hand whose latest or last upgrade to their car was safety related. What do you got? Roll Cage is the winner. Come and get your hat. And Will can show you how to make that hat not nearly as ghetto. You can fold the bill up on it there. We always want to highlight the safety equipment and putting safety gear in your car. For every $1 you spend on performance upgrades, you should spend at least 50 cents on safety upgrades. That's a minimal ratio right there to constantly think about the safety to your car and upgrade. Don't make a on-track incident bring to the forefront of your mind that maybe you should consider upgrading safety equipment in your car. Think about it now. Think about before you have an incident. As we talk about yesterday's activities just a little bit here, we had a great morning, a great afternoon, a really clean track day. Everybody was staying off the bushes. We had an early incident where a car got stuck in the mud, but this was completely a mechanical issue, brand new engine. Car just had a mechanical and put him off into the grass. And then later on in the afternoon, right towards the end of the day, then we had a couple of big incidents there. And I wonder if anybody has any insight to why that would happen at the end of the day. Fatigue. Yes. Tired, fatigue, complacency, getting comfortable with the car, right? I can go a little bit faster. I got this. I know what I'm doing. You're getting distracted. You're getting tired. And both those drivers there, it was completely driver error. One of the drivers said to me, he's like, I came across and I dropped a tire coming out of 4. Pretty high speed section of track. And when you drop your tire at 4, that's going to throw your car across the track into the wall. And I don't want you to start thinking about safety equipment when your car's headed to the wall, right? I remember that time for me. I was in the passenger seat with somebody, and he made a mistake, and we were headed towards the wall. And I'm going, I wish I had my hands on. I said it, felt like I said it like 8 times before we actually got to the wall and would bump. But anyways, think about that safety equipment beforehand. And as you progress through today's track day, I want you to think, not grow complacent here, and recognize that the walls are just as close to the track as they were before. I think we do have some new guardrail installed. It's probably even closer to the track before they just stack it on top of the other guardrail when they put it up there. And recognize the fatigue as this afternoon comes here, and I almost saw it happen there. We had that little break, and then happy hour started just a few minutes late, and everybody was lined up and they were ready to get their best laps of the day. That little voice in the back of your head should say, be careful. You know, I've almost made it through the day here clean, without incident. I want to continue that through the rest of the day. And the car that had the real hard hit was a fully repaired car. The driver just gets out, walks away, no injuries, no problems at all. I do want to thank 89X Motorsports. They are presenting partners for all of our Northeast events here. They provide rental track cars, so like this one here. This is SS1LE, also has the ZL1 1LEs if you want to go a little bit faster. Mike, why don't you tell them a little bit about what you guys offer, what you do?
Well, real quick, keep it short, keep everyone, try and get you warm. We do provide rental cars at the track. We're all prepped, get you out here. If you ever want to get Dakota, get one of the southern tracks out west, we are going to be heading that way, you know, once it's starting to get cold again in the fall, late this fall. You know, if you have a breakdown, we actually have one gentleman that's going to rent from us today because he had an issue yesterday. But we're here to help. Likewise, if you have a breakdown, you need something, brake pads, fluid, flush, whatever, we're here to help in any way we can. Likewise, if you travel, we'll be, you know, check our schedule. We'll be there, and we're trying to keep you on the track. You know, 2 quick things I'd like to say. Just one, let's give a big round of applause to Jim, Will, Pat, all the Chin Motorsports crew for being here, putting on a great event. And number 2, look around, please. You know, everybody here is responsible for everybody else here, keeping yourself safe out on track, in the pits, helping and contributing. Really just thank everybody here for looking out for each other. Now, good job, get out there and have a great day.
Yes, thanks Mike. And if you are looking at your next events and how you're going to drive there or what you're going to drive there, you know, there's tracks all over this great country, and sometimes you don't want to trailer your car or drive your car out there. And Mike can bring his cars out there. I could probably bring somebody else's car out there if they want. And you just arrive and drive. And I'll tell you that folks that are doing that really love it. Isn't that right, Sean and Mickey? You guys, yeah, this is great, isn't it? Come all the way from Florida here and just hop in a rental car and drive the heck out of it. Yesterday's activities. Okay. Just a few little things right here. One is make sure that we have our pit-in protocol covered here. We may not have covered that completely here, but if you're going to be pitting in the middle of the session, Okay, this is what you're going to do. Before you get to turn 10, you're going to give a signal in the air of a fist. Okay, this fist means I am pitting. You can pass a driver that has his fist in the air, and you're going to stay all the way to the right side of the track. And you're going to stay to the right side of the track all the way around turn 10, and all the way into the pits, staying right. Okay, what they don't want to see you do is to come through 10 on line, and then just move over to the right and swing your pits. So you keep your fist in the air all the way around the outside of 10, and then come into pits. If a driver is pitting, and they're anywhere between turn 10 and 11, or they're in the pit lane coming into 11, you cannot pass in that little section. Okay, the only car you can pass is the car. Once you get to turn 11, you'll see that blend line there. Okay, where the car is pitting, you cannot cross that blend line, even if the car is not right next to you. Okay, they don't want you to try and use that judgment anywhere the car is pitting. Stay outside that blend line. One final thing, when we exit the track, and I don't know that we had an issue, I think I only heard it call out once. When leaving the pit lane here, you come out, the car's coming through turn 1, we're going fast. You need to stay to the right hand side of the track all the way around past the apex of turn 2. Okay, every single time, doesn't matter if you're the very first car out, you stay to the right all the way till you're around 2. If you're the only car on track, you stay to the right all the way around 2. If you jump the fence at the end of the day to go out on track to look for parts that fell off your piece of crap, you're going to stay to the right all the way around turn 2. This should be muscle memory every single time, all the time. The bus stop, if you happen to miss that inner loop bus stop, you brake too late, the appropriate protocol is that you're going to stop right there, come to a complete stop, and if you look right here in this direction, there's a corner worker, and he's looking at you, and he's going to find you a gap, and he will wave you and tell you when you can come out. Now, a lot of you probably didn't even know there was a corner worker there, because if he's not holding the flag, you can't see him, but I assure you, he is there, and they're there to protect you if you miss that. So you stop, come to a complete stop, he'll be looking at you, and he'll tell you when it's clear to go. So at this point, I'm going to open this up to the floor. We're going to go around quick here. If you have any comments or questions for the benefit of the group. Anybody? Bob.
Around the track, there are all kinds of places to park the car to meet where you go off the track. I use
Good. Thanks, Bob. So I guess I understand you haven't fixed the mechanicals with your car yet completely. Okay, different car that is fixed now. What Bob highlighted there are the orange markings, the escape routes where you can pull off track if you're having a mechanical issue. We talked about it yesterday morning, and listening to the radio chatter, a lot of you all used it. So we hear it on the radio every time someone cuts in and goes to one of those escape routes, and that's a great thing to do to clear the track, because now they can bring your heat back to the pits without shutting down the track for everybody else, and we appreciate it. I heard something here about a late passes in the green group, right? So you're kind of late in the straightaway, almost into the braking zone before the pass is being completed, and that is kind of a two-way street there. Both drivers need to work together to facilitate that pass to happen. One is, because some of these passing zones in green group are really short. So you've got to be aware of it and give the point by early. As soon as you get in that passing zone, get off the dang gas and allow the other car to get through quickly and early in those passing zones. Anybody else? That's awesome. That means it's a good day when we don't have questions, because the passing complaints or concerns brought up were rare, if any. So that's great. We do want to thank our friends at G-Lock Brake Pads. If you folks are needing brake pads, you're going to need them. soon, no doubt. I know Watkins Glen doesn't use a lot of brake pads, but it's not the only track you go to. G-Lock does have a bunch of different compounds, so they can work with you to come up with the right bias, front and rear for you. With their pad compounds, you all get a 10% discount just for being Shin members and 20% for instructors. Our friends at Stoner Car Care with Invisible Glass, Speed Bead, the Terminator products, and Lockton Motorsports for your on-track insurance, hpdeinsurance.com. And you can usually do that almost right up to the morning of the show if you forget. Always best to do it earlier. There you can go online and get a quote from them. And track days that are coming up here. We're going to be we've kind of got 2 tracks in 2 days. Atlanta Motorsports Park is a Sunday event on May 23rd, and then Barber Motorsports Park, which is a Monday, on May 24th. So if you want to do some travel and do 2 separate tracks, both very entertaining tracks. Certainly Barber, one of my favorites. Spectacular place. We'll be at Pit Race, which is just under 2 weeks away, May 29th and 30th, and we're going to follow that up with Mid-Ohio, Saturday, Sunday at Pit Race, Monday, Tuesday at Mid-Ohio for Trek Days. Certainly, Pit Race is a great lap that they put together here. The facilities are excellent. The owners of VIR have purchased that track several years ago, and they're turning that into a first-class facility. Absolutely spectacular, well-run track, technical, and a great place to go. And then everybody knows Mid-Ohio is another one of my favorite tracks. Technical lap there with just an absolutely atrocious paddock. But the lap is spectacular, and it's worth it. It's worth it. And Will, do you have any openings at Mid-Ohio?
Do have openings in advanced and intermediate still.
Okay, so there's a few blue and red group openings, and that is the same with Pit Race. And then NCM Motorsports Park, June 5th and 6th, followed up directly by VIR, June 7th and 8th. So it's another Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, NCM and VIR. And June 26th, 27th will be our Road Atlanta event. Some of you may have heard that they actually had to shut the track down here for a little bit. We lost our May event there because of a developing sinkhole that they're repairing there. So that should be newly repaired track on June 26th, 27th. And then back here to Watkins Glen, June 30th, July 1st. That is a Wednesday, Thursday, the 4th of July week there, where we do 2 days here. Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday's a travel day, and then we're at VIR Saturday and Sunday. That is the 3rd and 4th. There are still openings available. The Watkins Glen is a little bit of a modified schedule, but when we do the math, you actually get more track time at that event than you would at this event per run group. Summit Point, August 7th and 8th, and then Daytona on September 4th and 5th. And then again, our Watkins Glen event, September 6th and 7th. That is a Monday, Tuesday event. So Summit Point event is going to open on June 14th. And our Daytona event on June 21st, along with Watkins Glen. So some of you want to put together a travel event and come on down to Daytona. America's birthplace of speed there. I had people tell me that they didn't, it wasn't a great track or whatever. When I got there, I found it really awesome. What a spectacular place. It's enormous. I can't believe that structure there. So again, once again, we've got all the track time. You can go to chiptrackdays.com to sign up. And if any of y'all have questions throughout the day, we are going to be inside here, out of the wind, with some heat on. And we'll be happy to talk to you. At this point, we're actually going to end the ordinary drivers meeting. Our instructors are going to meet with Pat. And our Tuesday-only drivers, we're going to get together and talk about some important stuff. So I do have 2 questions, though, for the group before we break up. Those 2 questions are, one is, why are you here?
Have fun!
Come on, I know it's cold, but why are you here? All right, who's in charge of your safety? We are. Okay, Tuesday only drivers. If I can have your attention over here. Tuesday only. Please, if you were in the garages, 2-day drivers, keep your engines off for us until we complete this meeting. We'd appreciate it. All right, Tuesday only drivers. This is how we're going to run things today. Okay, this is our chin format, 3 run groups. The first run group is the green group. Green group is going to be novices with instructors and solo yellow drivers. That is a yellow wristband. In that run group, passing is limited to the straightaways only and requires a point by signal. Point by signal is arm fully extended out the window, means 1 car goes by on the left. Please use index fingers only. 1 car goes by on the left. Up over the roof means 1 car go by on the right. Multiple points for multiple cars. If you have 3 cars, you're going to give 3 point buys for all 3 cars. That means 3 cars can go by. Avoid doing this because you've pointed some unknown number of cars by there. And we do this because we want to make sure the driver sees us pointing them by, but I guarantee you if they're behind you, they're looking for your hand. They're going to see it. We can also use turn signals. 3 blinks to the left means pass me on the left. It's the same as a left point by. 3 blinks to the right is the same as a right, means pass me on the right. Okay, the next group that we have is going to be the blue group, the intermediate group. These drivers already have significant experience here at Watkins Glen. Passing in that group is allowed anywhere on the lap and requires a point by signal. The red group, the advanced group, also passing is allowed anywhere on the lap and requires a point by signal. All run groups all the time, every time, require a point by signal. You see some similarities between the red and blue group. The differences between those two, other than just the outright pace, is going to be the passing expectation. In blue group, it is allowed and encouraged to pass anywhere on the lap. Okay, we want you to be comfortable passing through certain corners, in certain braking zones there, but we recognize maybe you're not ready to go side by side through the S's here, and that's okay. In the red group, it is mandatory that passing happens anywhere the 2 cars meet. Okay, you should already have the situational awareness to manage that traffic, see where the car is catching you, and allow that car to go by. In the red group, we would say if the car has reached your bumper and then has to pause and wait for a point by, that would be someone that we would not pass into the red group. So those our expectations are very high in that group. Our schedule today, if the meeting ever ends, we'll begin today with an 8:30 track orientation session. Okay, that is run under a standing yellow flag. All courses will be displaying the flag so that you can see that corner worker at the exit of the inner loop there. Please pay close attention to those flags because you may be given a test on that if you want to move up to the next run group. And ask you to mark those down on a track map for us. You can go as fast as you want in the track orientation session. However, by the nature of there being no passing, you can go as fast as the car in front of you wants to go. If you think that you would like to go faster in that group, to warm up something that you need to, you can do a drive through the pit lane and then go out and get behind the next slowest car in the group. Sorry, that's how it goes. And drivers, it's going to be cold today. If you didn't already know that, I'm sitting here shivering. How do you think the grip is going to be out there? Not good, yes. Thanks, Matt. Not good. And he was here yesterday. You ran the first session yesterday with stickers, tires, and came in and the stickers were still on the tire. Not looking at it. At 9 o'clock, we're going to begin hot sessions with the red group, and they're 30-minute sessions, red, blue, green, right up to the lunch hour, which is at 12 noon. 1 hour lunch. There is no food service on site here. Sorry, but that's how Watkins Glen is doing it right now. And then we're going to start back up at 1 o'clock, 2 more rotations, red, blue, green, and then we're going to go at 4 o'clock with our happy hour. It's 30 minutes here at Watkins Glen. They want to go home early. 30-minute blended run group. This is open to all drivers. We're going to use blue group passing rules there, okay, which means passing is allowed and encouraged anywhere on the lap. Recognize you've been running all day in the blue group or the red group, you're going to see some different cars out there. Okay, you're going to see some drivers that you haven't encountered earlier in the day. It takes a little bit of extra courtesy, a little bit of extra respect. If you see X's on a car, that is one of our novice drivers. So please give that driver some extra space, some extra courtesy, and this is your opportunity to lead by example. Show that driver what it means to be an experienced driver. 4:30 will be the checkered flag. We talked about our pit etiquette here, just to make sure you recognize the traffic flow around the garages is counterclockwise. We head this direction on this side of the garage, that direction on that side of the garage. That is because we grid up in the hot pits over there. We exit the track right here. Have I missed anything? Y'all ready to have some fun? We missed you yesterday. It was nice too. So, and that's it. This meeting is over.
Great, thank you. Thank you.
Sorry, quick question for you.